How to not be creepy around women. Step 1, don't do that. Don't do that. Step 2, I have no idea. I dated this girl for a couple of years, right? And after she got comfortable with me, she opened up. She was like, hey, can I tell you something? Yeah. The first time I met you, you creeped me the fuck out. The first time I met you, I told you how pretty you were and I asked you out on a date and you went out with me on a date that day. Yeah, I know, but you were creepy. Like, I was pretty sure you were gonna rape me on the date. What? But I hadn't had D in a while, so I was like, you know, you gotta get raped, you gotta get raped. You dirty bitch. But anyways, I ended up dating you, got to know you, and then eventually realized, like, you weren't that creepy. As a matter of fact, you weren't creepy at all. It's just, you're weird. And you're actually a really nice guy. You're a good guy. Thank you. I didn't know what to say. Thank you. My past experiences with women have not been the most... I can't even insert a word. I'm not sure if it's the me getting a little bit older, or I think it has a lot more to do with like me getting improving myself, you know, mentally, starting to figure things out, working on myself emotionally, and I just get to the level where I look at the people around me and it sounds really cocky to say this, but they just don't, they're not at my level. They're not at my level. And so it's kind of, it makes it tough to be in this dating game because, yeah, I want to date, but then I start talking to these girls and it's like, oh my God, what's important in your life? And it's always like stupid things. I already know if I'm going to get along with a girl by just looking at her Instagram. If I look at her Instagram page and it's like 80% selfies, off the bat, I'm not going to get along with this girl. I already figured that stuff out. I dated a girl once who, she was a selfie girl. Yeah, granted, she didn't have an Instagram or anything like that, but she would take selfies all the time. I looked at her phone and it was selfies. She went on a trip to Europe and she brought over like a book, like a photo album. She was like, hey, I want to look at the photos of my trip. I didn't really want to, but I was like, yeah, sure, all right, I'll look at them. Every single photo was of her at the Eiffel Tower, but it was her. Hi. Where's my phone? But it was her at the Eiffel Tower going. Majority of her, like 1% Eiffel Tower in the background. Eiffel Tower, wee wee. It's like, oh gosh. I finished the book and I was like, yeah, there's a lot of pictures of yourself in here. She goes, I got another album. You want to see it? Yeah, I want to see it. Please bring it out so I could look at 500 more photos of yourself. True story, this girl actually got into an accident. She was hiking with a friend of hers, slipped on some dirt, fell down a little hill, banged her head on a rock, and she actually died for like 5 minutes. Anyways, while she was dead, she had this vision where she met Christ. Actually, she met Jesus. And I don't know how, through the miracle of technology and spirits, but she had her phone with her. And she actually took a photo of it. She took a photo with Jesus, except it was a selfie. So she was like, hi, met Jesus today. Hashtag blessed. Jesus was just in the back like, it's like, okay, we get it. You're beautiful. You girls are beautiful. We know. We've seen every single angle of your face. We've seen it. You're beautiful. Okay, can we move on, please? I mean, can we do something else? Like, do you really need to post another freaking selfie of yourself? We get it. You're conceited. We get it. And the guys of today are no better, man. The dudes of today, like your typical dating app guy, they're weird. They're weird. They sent dick pics of themselves to women. It's the weirdest thing ever. Never, ever send my penis on the internet. I don't even want girls looking at the thing. It's not that I don't trust the girl. It's not that. It's just, no. Like, you can only look at it in real life. And if I'm gonna pull it out, like, something's got to be done about it, right? It can't just be like, if it was the hottest girl in the world, Jessica Alba could be like, hey, your dong? I want to see it. And I'd be like, you want me to pull my dong out? Yeah, I want to see it. Are you gonna do anything with it? No, I just want to look at it. Go, let's go! Make it snappy! Oh, well then, nah, I'm straight. Jessica Alba's a bitch. But guys are obsessed with their own penis. I don't know why. I mean, mine's all right. You know what I hate about women? Every time I'm with a new girl and we get intimate, they're always like, oh my God, it's so big. Ladies, do you know how often men hear that? All the time. I mean, there might be some dudes that buy it, but I stopped buying it the second time I heard it. The first time I've been like, oh yeah, really? All right. But she was a virgin and so was I. So I believed it. And then after that, I was like, wait a minute. Last guy you dated was named Tyrone. That's not possible then. What you're saying is not possible. But yeah, guys are obsessed with their penis. I got a cousin actually, talks about his penis all the time. We'll be some random place hanging out and he'll be like, hey fool, yeah, what's up? Hey, you know my dick? I mean, I know of your dick, like you're a man. I assume you have one, but I haven't seen it or anything. What about it? Yeah, well, anyways, fool, it might not be the biggest, but it's got girth. I didn't like a soda can. Okay, girth, fool. You know what girth is? Yeah, I know what girth is. Just my girlfriend ain't got no complaints, dog. Dude, one, I didn't want to know that. And this isn't the first thing. You keep telling me the same thing. I've never asked you once about that. And two, if you are gonna tell me, I mean, can you choose a better place to tell me? Like somewhere that's not church? When we're singing praises to the Lord, don't you think that's a little bit disrespectful? Whatever, fool, you're just jealous because I got girth. Anyways, alabaré a mi Señor. Throw your hands up. Throw your hands up. You know what I feel sorry for is with all this destruction of society, the kids that are eventually going to grow up and are going to try and become decent people. You know, I can only imagine like a son asking his father, hey dad, yeah, what up? I got a question for you. All right, shoot. How did you meet mom? Interesting question, son. Yeah, I've never told you the story, but when I met your mom, I was actually boning a bunch of other chicks. You know, just messing around. And remember that lady Claudia you met at the grocery store a couple weeks ago? Oh, dad, the one that had no teeth? Well, I mean, she didn't have no teeth, but anyways, when I was boning her, she had all of them. Does this story have anything to do with how you met mom? No, not really. I mean, but I just wanted to tell you this part. So I was banging all kinds of chicks, right? And then I met your mom through the app. So anyways, I met her. An hour later, we smashed. And unfortunately, she got pregnant. And that's where your older brother came in. And you kind of had to just stick around with her for a little bit. You know what I mean? And then time passed and another accident. And I was boning a bunch of chicks on the side, too. So it's like, that's where your half-brother comes in. Leroy. So anyways, yeah, so years, time passed. She turned out to be a super duper hoe. I mean, skank. You know, she's seeing other dudes at the same time. She's a horrible person. And yeah, but that's basically how I met your mom. Question, go ahead. Yeah, it's not really a question as much as it is a statement. I go for two statements, actually. Shoot it! One is, I really regret asking you that question. Okay. And two, I hate you. I feel like people, just even in the 1920s or whatever, like they did things differently than we do them now, man. Like people got married and marriage meant something. Marriage meant something. The way stuff is today, it's all jacked, man. The divorce rate nowadays is over 50%. Pretty sure it's over 50. They say it's 50%, but I've been hearing that for years, right? So it's probably way higher than that now. Could I, me, the young Sanch, do that today? Meet a girl, court the young lady, and there's a little bug in here, a little fly, sort of. It's a gnat. Whatever, be able to do that. Meet a lady, court a lady, date her, no sex until marriage. I think I could do that, you know? I think I could. The chick would have to be super duper cool. That's where the dating process comes in. And if she was super cool and super down to get down with the get down when the time came to getting down, you know what I'm saying? Then yeah, I would totally. Granted, because I've experienced so much perversion already in my life, like I think that courting process would be pretty damn short. We would date each other for like 2 months and I'd be like, okay, what's up? Let's get this ball rolling. Let's go. Because this online dating thing, it's a no-go. It's a no-go. I mean, girls who are on dating websites are getting tons of peni thrown at them constantly. They put up a profile, and their DMs are just filled within minutes of guys trying to get at them. In the past, that didn't really exist. I mean, if guys wanted to get at you back in the 20s, for example, it would be only the guys that were there in your vicinity because the internet didn't exist. And then on top of that, you only had the guys who would have the balls enough to actually walk up to you and talk to you. So then that narrowed out a lot of the weaklings that wouldn't be willing to do that because they were scared of rejection. But there was 3, 4, dudes that she had to choose from. Now, a regular girl who might not be the most attractive girl in the world is getting hundreds of men. And a lot of them are good looking too, like model buff dudes with good chiseled features. And now the guy that she might have been the perfect match for, she doesn't even notice that guy. You're okay, but I got this three model type dudes, out of my hundreds that are trying to get in my pants. So why would I waste my time with this guy? And it makes them think too, women start to believe that they're more attractive than they actually are. And so they just don't even really respond. They don't care. They don't value someone who actually is trying to get to know them and had the boss walk up to them in real life instead of behind some keyboard, like scared to actually approach women in real life. Like, you got a real guy who's got some balls, who's kind of funny, like, give him a shot. And women don't even see that. And it's because they think they're supermodels. So if I meet a girl and she's on one of these websites, I think to myself, how many guys has she banged? Because you can easily get laid on those websites. And I personally don't want a girl who's been banged by a bunch of guys, I just don't want that. I feel like people, not just women, but people in general, shouldn't be having that many sexual partners in their life. I don't think it's supposed to work that way. Because then once you experience all these different people and all this different weirdness, you can't ever stick to just one person because it's going to be boring. I think I'm going to get out of the game. I'm just going to turn gay. Yeah, I'm just going to turn gay. Screw it. Screw my bloodline and my future progeny. Yeah, I'm just going to turn gay.